Holy freaking super crap. How's that for an All Might impression? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. John here again for another Yu-Gi-Oh! News video. If you didn't hear, if you're living under a rock, it's okay. That's why I'm here. Subscribe to my channel because I'm going to help you, okay, with all Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff. 22 new cards, brand new cards got revealed, announced, whatever, overnight, and I'm breaking it up into 3 separate videos just because it'd be so long and so unbearable for somebody to do in one whole trip that I'm breaking it up into 2 different videos, or 3 different videos actually. So yeah, let's jump right into this real quick. This is the new Neostorm cards, the first wave of Dark Neostorm cards, and we've got some solid like archetype support. So we've got like an Ultra Dice, a Dino Wrestler, a Firewall rank 4, and a Salamangreat card here. So, and we also have some other stuff here as well, which don't really fall into, I guess a Guard Dragon, so like World Legacy type stuff, but we'll get to those. They're super interesting. But yeah, let's start with this Firewall XZ Dragon. It's a rank 4 Dark Cybers XZ's effect monster with 2500 attack, 2000 defense. Pretty beefy for a rank 4. 2500 is pretty big. This monster takes 2 level 4 monsters. It's completely generic. What the fuck? First effect says this XYZ summon card gains 500 attack times the combined link rating of the link monsters that are linked to it. You'll see why this is busted. I'm assuming you're summoning this at least under a link 2, right? That's fair to say, right? You summon a link 2, you make a rank 4 underneath of it, so you're at least 3,500. That's pretty good right out the gate if that was just the thing, that he's just a 30k beat, 3,500 beat stick, you know. Second effect, you can attach both materials from this card. Well, at least 2. You could put in more than 2 materials. Then target 1 Link 4 Cyber's effect monster in your graveyard. Special summon it to your field so that it points to this card. Also, you cannot special summon monsters or attack directly for the rest of the turn. What the fuck, man? You just special summon a Link 4. It has to be a Cyber's Link 4, though. So what, like... That's actually pretty weird. I actually didn't catch that the first time I read through. It has to be a Link 4 Cybers, but Firewall's banned in OCG and TCG. What other Link 4 Cybers monsters are there? Like there's Topologic, but that won't work because he can't be summoned so that he's pointing to this card because he only points down and down diagonal and then up. So I guess if this card's in your extra monster zone, he could point up into him. Also keep in mind, if you summon to this first, without putting like a Link 2 to open up a zone for him, just this like special summoning like Topologic, is he Cybers? Hold on, I might be going crazy. I might be talking about something that's completely irrelevant. Yeah, he's Cybers. Okay, cool. So you could do that. You could just summon this, revive a Topologic Bomber Dragon, and then this thing would be 4,500 because it has a Link 4 pointing at it. And you have a 3k beat stick that's going to deal a ton of damage. It's okay. I mean, it has to be a Link 4 Cybers specifically. Firewall's gone. It's okay. It's alright. Because it gets huge, and you can't attack directly this turn, but next turn you can do a ton of damage, so keep that in mind. And some people might play this just as a generic rank 4, that if they just summon their Link 2 and point at this, it's 3,500. Not complaining about that, for sure. Alright, though. We've also got Salamangreat Recurrence here, this spell card. 2 hard once per turn effects. First effect says target 2 Salamangreat monsters with different names in your graveyard and add them to your hand. Okay, nice little +1. Then if this set card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can add a Salamangreat spell or trap from deck to hand. Here's what I think is important here. Salamangreats are relatively decent like combo deck. The combos aren't like crazy extensive, but they are okay. So you can get 2 Salamangreat monsters in the graveyard pretty quickly, and this card can just kind of set you up for your follow-up play next turn, which is pretty good. But I'm sure there will be opening hands where like you can't or don't. It's not optimal to put like two Salamangreats in the grave. So you're gonna be like, yeah, I'll just hold it. Um, but there is also that combo with the monster that I think like on summon or whatever, it pops a spell or trap. So if you set this, you can just pop it and search any Salamangreat spell or trap. You can search that Solemn Judgment card that they have to themselves, whatever you want, you can search it. I think that card's a Salamangreat card, so it can be searchable, I hope. If it's not, I'm like, what's the point? Like, they could just play Solemn Judgment. But yeah, so this card's pretty solid, I think. I think it's probably the best out of these four, honestly, if that gives you an idea of how good these are. So, we have Altergeist Fifinalag. Nailed it. Level 2 Dark Spellcaster Tuner effect monster. Tuner, which is interesting. 0 attack, 1000 defense. Your opponent cannot target Altergeist monster you control for attacks or with card effects except for Fifinalag. I don't really see this card getting play unless people like Altergeist players just trying to raise the ceiling of Altergeist, and like once you have Silquicious out, like you don't need another Silquicious, so like you could use like Multi-Faker to special summon this guy from deck, and then not only do you have the bounce, but you also have protection from attacks and card effects. So it is just an extra layer of protection, but that's all it is, and it's a one of. You never really want to draw. It'd be up to certain players whether or not it'd be worth playing it, hurting the consistency of the deck a little bit, but kind of also raising the ceiling a little bit. So up to you, Altergeist players, whether or not you think this is worth. I probably don't think it's worth. I'm a big consistency guy. I want to see the cards I want to see. So, and this does not help with that. We also have Dino Wrestler Chimera T-Rexel, a fusion monster. For Dino Wrestler, he's a level 8 Earth Dino. Fusion, 3,500 attack, so he's pretty damn big. 0 defense. He takes one Dino Wrestler Link and another Dino Wrestler, so kind of asking for a lot there, but okay. If this card battles, your opponent can activate spell or traps until the end of the damage step. Okay, so once you attack, can't do anything. It's pretty nice. Utopia the Lightning kind of effect here. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. Okay, you're 3,500. That could be a good chunk. Third effect, if your opponent cannot select other monsters for attacks, nice, protects all your other stuff, kind of floodgating itself. Your opponent's battle fades towards him. Fourth effect, if this card destroys a monster by battle, it gains 500 attack. So every turn you're more or less looking to gain 500. Then if this card is destroyed by a card effect, destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. That's kind of like one of the best effects here, I think, because he's so big, your opponent's probably not outing him via battle. So your opponent probably has to out him with a card effect. It just depends if they have playing a deck that has inherent outs that aren't destruction. So if you're playing Altergeist, they're fine. There are other decks that, like, however, do not have that out. It's not a card effect, so you'll get that search, or not even that search, that just board removal, and just take all their monsters. And in the Link era, all Link monsters are attack mode, so they can't. It's kind of weird to play around sometimes. So I think it's an alright card. Not great, but Dino Wrestlers aren't great to begin with. So then for the super interesting stuff, this is like the meta relevant stuff here. So first is Astro Nightmare Idly, level 9 Dark Fairy monster, 21/21, so semi beefy, but kind of low for level 9, you'd think, but don't care. You're not going to care. First and second effects are hard once returns. If the total Link rating of Link monsters on the field is 8 or more, on the field, period, you and your opponent, quick effect. Special summon this card from your hand. Okay. Interesting. If this card is special summoned and your opponent controls more Link monsters than you do, you can send all Link monsters on the field to the graveyard. Boom. Goodbye extra Link decks. Absolutely gone. 100% absolutely gone. Because the basis of an extra Link requires, at the absolute bare minimum, Link 7. They need a 7 Link rating. Well, alright, sorry. Absolute bare minimum, you actually only need a Link 2. But that's only if you literally add a diagonal down to the middle and a diagonal up into the other zone. That's literally the only way to get that. Otherwise, you need to go like down, link 1, link 2 over. Well, link 1 over you could, but usually it's going to be link 2, then a link 2, then a link 2 to go up. Usually that's how it's done, using 7 just to get up there, and then usually there's a link 1 up there. So usually there's 8. That's the normal extra link these days. Gone. You can wipe that entire thing. Non-destruction, non-targeting removal. Boom. Keep in mind that sometimes you may have to link your own link just to remove your own links just to like do this, because maybe your opponent doesn't do an extra link, but they have like a link 2 pointing down and a link 4 under it. And to punish that, you're just kind of like, all right, fine. I'll commit a little bit of resources. I'll make a link 2 just so that there's link 8 rating on the board total, just so I can drop her and I can wipe board. Also, this effect doesn't only activate when she special summons herself. If you have another way to special summon her, as long as your opponent controls more link monsters than you do, wipe board. So it doesn't have to be from that. That special summon effect is nice, but you can still special summon this with other ways, you'll see. Also, third effect, level 9 monster you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. It's kind of nice. She's a 2100 booty or, slash, beat stick that can't be destroyed by card effects. Nice. Really, I think this may be like a possible staple side deck card for certain formats. If we see super link heavy formats in the future, this card could easily be a staple side deck card for sure. So, we also have World Legacy Guard Dragon Mellow Dark. This guy, he looks really cool. Let's take a look at these. So she's weird looking. She's cool, and so is this guy. They're both really cool looking, to say the least. This guy says, blah, 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 blah. First and second effect are, First and third effect are Harmless Return. You can banish 2 normal monsters from the graveyard, hand or graveyard, to special summon them from your hand, and then monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack and defense for each dragon you control, including himself, so everything at least is going to be minus 500. I'm assuming you're playing him in a dragon deck, as is, may have some synergy with Hieratics, being able to banish normal monsters. Hieratics already play. Pretty nice. And then if this card on the field is destroy a battle or card effect, you can add a level 9 monster with a different original attribute and type from this card's from your graveyard to your hand. Thinking of level 9s, I guess the True Kings are all level 9s. They're all worm, different attributes, so they're different attributes from him, different attributes and types than him, so those would be interesting. I mean, I don't know how much synergy they carry, but I'm just thinking possible targets here. He's a really interesting card. Definitely can only be played in specific decks, but I think Hieratics may be really interesting for him. Then we have Deuce X Crawler, this giant turd-looking thing. Big golden turd. 2,000, 3,000. Level 9 Earth Insect Flip Monster. Third effect's hard once per turn. When an opponent's card effect is activated that targets this face-down card, you can change this card to defense mode, face-up defense mode, and negate that activation and destroy it. That's pretty good if you can get him on board. That's my problem, though, is you need to get him on board because your opponent's not going to attack into him. Like, it's 2018, like, you're kind of a fool. If you're a good player, you're a fool if you attack into, like, a face-down monster. So, you probably try to remove him. Most removal is targeting, negate and destroy. And you still keep your 3,000 beat stick. If this card is flipped base up, negate all activated monster effects your opponent controls. I don't know how this works. Does this mean you only negate stuff that gets like monster effects that would chain to this? Or does this mean like for the rest of the turn, all activated monster effects are negated for your opponent? Maybe it's just permanent. Maybe it's just like while he's face up, or like after being flipped face up, all activated monster effects are immediately negated. That could be it. Wow. That'd be kind of busted. That'd be one hell of a floodgate. Then if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can add 1 level 9 monster with a different original type and attribute from this card from your deck to your hand. Again, gotta look up what level 9s are out there now. I don't think there's obviously not a ton, but True Kings was the only one I can think of out the gate. And what, your Earth, your Dark, and your Light, so, or your Wind. So yeah, we'll see. The last card here is this Quick Play spell. It's actually a pretty decent card. World Legacy Burgeoning. Quick Play spell, you can only activate one per turn, and you get to activate one of these two effects when you activate it. You can either special summon a level 9 monster from your hand. Okay, if you got some clogging, why not? Or you can target one level 9 monster you control, special summon 2 level 9 monsters with different names and types from that monster, straight from the deck, but they can't attack, and they're destroyed during the end phase. Busted. You straight up could just special summon Idly and wipe your opponent's links. Busted. This card's pretty strong. Again, I don't know what level 9s are out, so that will determine like how much better this is, but these seem really, really interesting to say the least. This card obviously has the most kind of competitive implications. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know how good, if you think any of these cards are good, if the Salamangreat's card is good, if this rank 4, Firewall monster is good, and if any of these level 9s, if these have promise, let me know. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Sorry if this video ran a little longer than I expected to. I'm going to get the hell out of here, though, real quick. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more from me. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.